again, welcome back to the Rip and Rise Roadmap, where professional women rise through purpose, progress, and power. Today, we're going to be talking about a topic that I think will resonate with a lot of you, especially if you feel like you're constantly running on a treadmill. It is the enjoy step, the last pillar of the Rip and Rise Roadmap. I call it intentional joy, and I know it suggests something that is in your control, not just something that happens to you. I'm Dr. Muyeba, lifestyle psychiatrist and the Ripping Woman coach. Let me start by asking you a question that I hear constantly in my practice. Have you ever found yourself saying, once things slow down, then I'll relax? But of course, things never actually slow down, do they? That's the perpetual trap, isn't it? Or maybe you've thought this instead. I don't remember the last time I did something just because I enjoyed it. Everything feels like a chore, even the good things. This is a huge red flag for burnout. It absolutely is. Because you're treating joy like dessert, something you only get after you've eaten all your vegetables and cleaned your plate of all the real life tasks. But here's what I want you to understand. This entire mindset is fundamentally wrong. I have one powerful sentence that I want you to write down because I think it's the core of everything we're going to talk about today. Enjoying life isn't optional. It's preventative care. Just let that sink in. Not a luxury, not indulgence, but preventative care, like eating well and getting enough sleep. This totally reframes enjoyment from being selfish to being an act of responsibility for your own mental health. Let me say it again in another way. Joy is protective, not luxury. And I can back this up with neuroscience, which is really the fascinating part. You can find detailed references in the show notes. It's not just a nice idea to have joy. There's a biological reason for it. So what's happening in your brain when you're in a constant state of stress? Well, from a mental health perspective, chronic stress and emotional overload literally weakens the brain's reward pathways. The dopamine system gets tired. That means dopamine, the feel-good neurotransmitter, becomes harder to access. And it's not that you don't want to feel good, your brain is less responsive. This explains why things that should be enjoyable, like watching your favorite show, feel like just another task to check off your list. Your brain isn't delivering the reward signal. And it gets worse. The stress hormone cortisol, when it remains high, actually blocks dopamine. So you're not just running on an empty tank. Stress is actively poking holes in that tank. And this leads to that feeling of being flat, unmotivated, irritable, and disconnected. And this brings me to another key insight I want you to remember. Pleasure isn't the opposite of stress. It's how your brain recovers from stress. So we can't wait for stress to go away. We need to actively use pleasure and joy as recovery. And that's the whole plan. You have to intentionally create these moments of joy to regulate stress hormones, protect your brain, and stop burnout before it even fully takes hold. It's maintenance and repair. Enjoyment is maintenance. It's like taking your car in for regular oil changes instead of waiting for the engine to stop on the motorway. So if we accept this, then we need to be intentional about joy. But how do we do it? I can hear you thinking, great, Catherine, one more thing I have to do. I hear you, and I have an answer for that. For years, I've been using the Joyful Fruit framework. It's an acronym, F-R-U-I-T. That gives you a roadmap from unhelpful stress to intentional joy without just adding more pressure. Let me break it down for you. So F is for flourish. The skill here is recognizing and celebrating what's already going well. I see this all the time with high achieving women. You're so focused on what's next that you completely dismiss your own progress and achievements. You finish a huge project and your first thought is, what's the next fight? Not, whoa, I did this job. So how do you practice flourishing? The practice is simple but effective. Every evening, write down 3 things that went well. And they can be tiny. Things like, I made it to the gym, I had a good conversation, or even I didn't snap at my colleague today. This practice literally rewires your brain to start noticing the good. So R is for rejoice. And this is about wholehearted celebration in the moment. It's not about waiting for a worthy moment like a promotion. It is for every small step forward. And this is how you actively train your brain to recognize reward. And here's how you do that without it feeling forced. I have a fantastic, super specific technique for you. When something good happens, no matter how small, you pause. Take 20 seconds and just say, either loud or in your head, this is good. I did this. This matters. And that 20-second pause is a signal to your brain that says, hey, pay attention, store this as a reward. And you're literally creating a dopamine hit on command. A 20-second pause, that is so achievable. It becomes a micro habit. U is for uplift. This is about sharing your joy with others and crucially letting others uplift you with their joyous moments. It is about making joy a communal experience instead of a private one. And this counters your instinct to downplay successes or keep good news to yourself. Celebration alone is good, but sharing joy multiplies it. It creates a positive feedback loop that we all need. Because here's the thing, when you keep joy to yourself, you miss out on the connection, the encouragement, and community. So important that we maintain community. The action is simple. Text a friend when something good happens. Post in a group chat. Actively comment on someone else's success. It builds that momentum. And I is for integrate. And this one might be the most important for sustainability. Integrate means that joy cannot be an extra task you have to squeeze in. It has to become part of the fabric of how you live. If joy is always later, it never happens. And this is my don't add more to your to-do list solution. So how do you integrate without it becoming just another task? Well, we do that by anchoring it to existing habits. I call it enhancing what you are already doing. Let me illustrate this with examples. In the morning, don't just drink your coffee. Take a minute to enjoy it, taste it, smell it. Also, play music while you cook dinner. And take 5 deep breaths before you sit down for your workday. These aren't new things. They are elevated versions of your current routine. It's not adding, it's enhancing. It makes the whole concept feel much more accessible. And lastly, T is for treasure. The skill here is honoring your journey and savoring what matters. It's consciously reflecting on your progress and your life rather than just rushing from one moment to the next, which leaves life unmemorable and disconnected. I know it may sound like a broken record repeating myself, but please bear with me on this one. This is important. And here are some tangible ways you can do to treasure your journey. Create a joy jar where you write down good moments on slips of paper and drop them in. Or for a more modern take, create a photo album on your phone and call it Treasure Moments. When something happens that makes you smile, capture it, then review it monthly or as often as you want. When you intentionally treasure your joy, you see that your life is already full of meaning. You just forget, and this regular reminder helps keep you full of joy. So that's the framework. Flourish, rejoice, uplift, integrate, and treasure for FRUIT. Fruit. It covers mindset, in the moment actions, social connections, habit formation, and reflection. And beyond the framework, I want to give you a few more quick practical tips to get started. Tip number 1, schedule enjoyment. Put it in your diary like an appointment. 10 minutes a day counts. And this removes the need to find time. You make time. Treat it with the same importance as a meeting. And tip 2, lower the bar. I think this is critical. You tend to think enjoyment has to be a big, expensive event like a spa or a holiday, but your brain doesn't need big. It needs consistent, small hits of dopamine, and consistency over intensity. I'll say that again, consistency over intensity. And these micro moments of enjoyment are what literally protects your nervous system. Sitting in the sunlight, 5 minutes of stretching, small, easy, accessible things. And tip number 3, engage your senses. I love this one. Ask yourself, what feels good? What smells good? What sounds comforting? It is a way to ground yourself in the present moment and activates your body's natural relaxation pathways very quickly. And tip number 4, notice the moment. And this is a call back to the rejoice step in the framework. When something feels good, pause. Actually take it in. Remember that 20-second pause to tell your brain, store this as a reward? Now I want to leave you with this quote. Write it down. Small daily joys protect your brain more than occasional vacations. That really sums up the whole philosophy. And I'm not going to just leave you with the theory. I want you to take a very direct action. Not tomorrow, not next week, but right now. Pick one small enjoyable thing you'll do today and actually schedule it. Put it in your diary. And maybe it's a 10-minute walk, perhaps it's calling a friend, and possibly it's listening to a song that makes you feel alive. I also have 2 other resources for you if you want to go deeper. My free Busy Woman quiz to identify areas that need more joy, and my Rip and Rise life audit for personalized action. These are clear next steps for anyone who feels this resonates with them. And remember, joy is protective, not a luxury. And until next time, go out there and be even more fruitful as you reap and rise.